Hello folks, what we have here is a BMW 2015 X5 50.I. So it's the V8 and we have an issue with the surround view camera where the front camera that's embedded at the grills is not working, so I want to replace that, but let's talk about the access for this project. To start on the access, you want to use a Torx bit. They're T25 bits, little star bits, T25s, and take out the various bolts that are in here and remove this cover. That's going to reveal your air cleaners. Under the air cleaners, there are two bolts. These are T30, also those little star bits, Torx T30. Remove those two so that you get some motion in this assembly, and you'll be able to then push back a bit and get these tabs to slide back far enough that they will come out of these receiver holes along the front edge of the vehicle. So just push that back. You will note that there are some grommets on each side that press into those receiver areas on each side. And so once you press back and get your tabs loose in the front, you're going to need to pull forward to pull those grommets loose, and now you have access between the radiator and the back of the grill area. All right, so let's dive in and see what we're up against. So we have the back side here. These are the kidney grills on each side. This access area, this little triangle space, gives you access to touch the back side of the camera where the wiring harness clips in. I'll show you more in a moment, but this area is a very tight access area. So what I'm going to use is a roto tool, and I'm going to use a cutting blade. I'm going to recess this side out and come up a bit and make this hole, this access hole, larger so I can get more fingers, more hands in there to actually get to the back of the camera. So you can feel around, see there's really nothing in there. It's just empty space. And with a tiny access hole, I'm going to double the size of this access hole so I can get my hand into that area. And my intent is to use a rotary tool with a little cutting blade and just cut my way through the plastic to gain access. Okay, so you can see here that I have used the roto tool, cut the plastic, kind of melted my way through to make a larger opening access. Just be careful as you're cutting that, using that kind of a grind off wheel. The plastic's basically melting through, and it can be very hot, so you might want to let it cool for just a second before you grab hold of it, but this is now scrap. Let's take a look at the access that we now have. So you can see down in there that there are two clips, one to the left and one to the right, that retain the camera. So you're going to need to slide those apart to be able to wiggle the camera out. And then you also see we have a wiring harness that is clipped in. Probably a small little flat screwdriver will allow us to remove that plug. But I'm going to spread those two clips and see if we can't get the camera loose. All right, so we have the camera loose. I did find that pushing from the outside of the car with my thumb pushing in on the hole to provide a little pressure to remove it allowed me to use my other hand to reach in blindly and push the clip on one side and then the other, and then it popped out. There's a clip at the very bottom for this wiring harness that a simple, very lightly actually, just a lift, pops it out of a little clip to give you a little more access. And now we're just going to work on removing the plug. Okay, to remove the plug, all you have to do is squeeze on the fat sides and it will flex the middle, and you can just wiggle it back and forth, but just apply pressure with your fingers on both sides. No flat screwdriver required, actually. So there she is. All right, this is a 2015 X5, and we have here the part numbers for your reference. There we go. Looks a little dirty, but not terrible. So I guess we're going to order a new one of these and see what we can do to get one that works. Should be plug and play. At least that's the prayer. For reinstalling the camera, it can be one of two ways. You want to make sure that you have the camera right side up. So the circle that you see here is actually the bottom of the camera, should be facing down. Okay, with that camera reinstalled just the way we found it, let's fire this thing up and see what success we've had. Alright, we have the motor running. Let's get to the part we're interested in. Gonna push the parking assist, and we do have full surround camera now, including what is in front of the vehicle. So it is working. Plug and play, no programming required. Found the camera on eBay, so thank you eBay and all the used parts sellers out there for providing quality parts at a great price. Well, YouTube people, as we always say, if you've enjoyed this video, then it would be spectacular if you'd be willing to click on like and subscribe, and we will continue providing some content when it comes to how to leave your mark, or that'll leave a mark, as the case may be. All right, take care. Hope this video helped.